I'm up here with Selman Harb, a spokesperson for Hezbollah. As we look out at the Israeli-occupied land, I ask him what he thinks of the direct talks happening between Israel and Lebanon today in Washington. He says Hezbollah does not approve of direct talks between the two, but if they result in Israel withdrawing from the land, then they'll accept it. But he says if Israel tries to make this occupation permanent by extending the ceasefire over and over again, we will use our tools to fight it. I tell him that sounds like resuming the war. This land belongs to Lebanon, he responds. And then he says, it's time to go. Kat Lonsdorf, NPR News, Majda Zun in southern Lebanon.
You'll seldom read more romantic words than those the poet John Keats wrote to his neighbor and soon-to-be fiancée Fanny Bond.
I almost wish we were butterflies and lived but 3 summer days. 3 such days with you I could fill with more delight than 50 common years could ever contain.
That was Ben Whishaw playing Keats in the 2009 film Bright Star about the relationship between the poet and Fanny Bond. The words came from the first of nearly 40 letters Keats wrote to Bond between 1819 and 1820.
When you confessed this in a letter, you must write immediately. You did all you can to console me in it.
That first letter, along with 7 others, bound into a book once held at the Long Island estate of the Whitney family. In the 1980s, those letters disappeared.
They stayed missing until last year when a man attempted to sell the book to a rare bookstore in New York City. This week, after a long authentication process, the letters have been returned to their rightful owner. Keats fans and scholars are celebrating the find.
They are some of the finest love letters ever written.
That's Catherine Paling. She was the curator at the Keats Shelley House in Rome for 15 years.
They are of the passion that he was feeling. They are timeless in the way that they convey a very pure love between young people.
That love was ultimately doomed. About 3 years after meeting Fanny Bron, Keats would die from tuberculosis.
Bron waited over 12 years to marry, and she held onto the letters until her death in 1865.
Unfulfilled love. You know, I think that's an important part of the myth, that they never married. Their relationship was never consummated. So I think that makes our sense of the emotion even more profound.
John Keats was only 25 years old when he died. Catherine Paling says, though he's one of the most important writers in the English language, Keats didn't live to see his reputation flourish.
The lines that he wanted written on his gravestone, "Here lies one whose name was writ in water," tell us very clearly that he had no hopes that his work would be remembered.
Luckily, Keats was wrong on that front. We have his poems and his letters to show for it.
This is NPR News.
A new movie chronicles the rise of one of the world's most famous singers, Michael Jackson. His family was closely involved in the production. His son Prince is the executive producer. Michael Jackson is played by his nephew, Jafar Jackson. An NPR critic who watched it joins us to talk about the film and Jackson's complicated legacy. That's tomorrow on Morning Edition from NPR News.
Be sure and join us for Morning Edition tomorrow from when you get up until 9 right here on WHYY.